You're starting.
Hello and welcome to the very first ever Doughy Cast.
That's not what we're gonna end up calling it in
It
the end,
is.
but
This is the
yeah,
Doughy Cast, guys. This is
Doug.
the Doughy Cast with the
No one's.
terrible mic. We've embraced the fact that this episode is budget cuts and like really bootleg. So
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty shit. But like,
who have you got?
over to me. Haha. We don't use real names here. By the way, it's okay.
Oh,
No.
I'm sorry. XXX Gamer.
XXX Gamer. No,
What
that's
is
not
your YouTube channel called again?
Six Factions.
Six Factions. Six
Yeah.
underscore Factions. Follow him on Twitter.
On Instagram and on Tumblr
Wait,
and on Facebook.
you
Yeah,
actually have all that?
I do have all that. What's the problem with it?
Shit.
Oh my god. Yeah, well, and I'm here with Sam's Movies, probably only on Facebook. No, sorry, not fucking on YouTube. Do it. He's got. If we can get him to 1,000, he can start shilling for the podcast. Maybe make some money off his views. Get me a new mic so that we can actually start recording. It'll be wicked, dudes. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be gang shit. Yeah, and on that topic, on that.
Massive Colossus crazy circle jerker over here.
Oh yeah, all right, whatever. No, I enjoy his videos. They're fun. They're funny. They're very well edited.
They're well edited, they're well made. And as the shit comes in,
Yeah, I've watched FouseyTube Part 2 at least 7 times already. I enjoy it very much. Colossal, if you could be on this podcast, it'd be very, very awesome, very awesome.
Today on the podcast, we're basically just going to be talking about YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
YouTube, man.
No introduction to who we are or what we do, but like, oh,
Okay, we got to give
we
backstory.
probably should give some backstory.
Family, friends, our whole life through association with our parents.
Yeah, it was a good time. Secretly hate this kid, but it's alright. I use him for all the
It's waiting for the right moment.
waiting for the right moment. As soon as I overtake you, I'm uh gonna dump you like Leafy. Yeah, this has been terrible. Already got 2 minutes, and it's pretty shit. Either way,
Like a quick moment where I just like go, I'm trying to think of what to say, and I'm just like, so guys, can you believe it? Yeah.
can you believe it? What's up with that?
I'm just trying to think of what to say. No, but seriously though, we are talking today about the balls, Jacob Undersea.
Oh yeah, no, we're not gonna do that.
We're actually just going to talk about some YouTube shit, YouTube changes, and how it's terrible.
How everything changes.
Comes in.
Again with that
I
line.
swear I'm going to say that about 50 times.
You better not say if I'm gonna cut him out, because apparently I'm doing the sound editing this time. Because I have what Audition, Premiere Pro.
This is the first time.
This time, well,
Yeah, this time.
this
Not all
time,
the time.
this time, yeah, it's
For the thousands.
this is the only one that we're gonna release to you. We've done at least like 4 or 5 takes at this point. We're not gonna release any of the other ones because they're hot trash. But yeah,
I reckon this and about, oh, until we get a proper mic, I reckon this one will be released one day. This is just a shitty pilot.
yeah, should be right. What are we gonna make a known channel for it, or is it just gonna go up on our individual ones?
Well, if we made it our own channel, it'd probably do better than just putting it on individual channels. Because if you don't like individual channels,
Probably, yeah.
it's true though. Like our individual channels, the subscribers are like, what?
Yeah, they'll do. Well, I mean, you say subscribers, but my only subscriber is you with 4 alt accounts. So yeah, it's.
That will change. It's an animation channel, guys. Six Factions. It will definitely overtake it. There's no doubt.
Oh well, I mean, if I put effort into it, which I
Just
will.
on a tangent, sorry.
No, no, it's alright. Like, okay, so I guess what get some epic dick sucking. Just go. Sam's Movies over here. He's got nearly 1,000. He needs to shill for the podcast so we can get some more views. Nearly 1,000. He's got what 900 and something or other.
They're all inactive now. Please subscribe.
Well, maybe you need to light a fire under them and get some movement. That'd be fun. Yeah, but he does lost media where people get angry at him for not finding the lost media because it's lost. Um, he does Octoween where he gets copyright struck by Fox at least 4 or 5 times. Manages to actually dispute it, which is pretty fun. You're getting pretty mad at that. It was funny as fuck. I'm over here trying not to laugh, but you haven't.
Every time you fucking laugh at this shit, every time you laugh when I'm angry, I get angrier. It's like, it's fucking Octoween bullshit. It's fucking is a Simpsons review, and it got taken down by Fox. And I'm getting mad in the corner here because it keeps getting taken down, and he's fucking laughing. And then when my audio broke, he's fucking laughing around the corner here. We're fucking roommates this year as well, by the way.
It's gonna be
Not
great.
anymore though. This is the second last week, and then never
Oh,
again.
what? Nah.
I'm just kidding.
Dude, you gotta be coming back and staying because we gotta do this.
Yeah, sure.
And your internet's shit, so we're not gonna be able to telecommute.
That's it. You know what? My internet is fucking not bad.
Nah,
This
dude,
is
mate, you,
shit.
you you live out in the fucking sticks. Not the sticks. You're way close to the. You're closer to the ocean than I am, but like,
Where's it used to be better than this one?
yeah. And then we overtook you because
Now the shit's overtaken me.
city kids.
Living in the city, don't do it, dude. It's a terrible place to live.
I suppose so. Yeah, yeah.
Cut it.
Well, now you got to shield for me because I shield for you.
Oh yeah, six factors. It's alright, I guess.
Thanks. That went well. Yeah, all right.
Six factors makes some pretty good animation stuff. You're basically all your stuff's been made from from your animation courses, right?
Yeah. Doing an animation course. It's gonna drown in hex debt, but
Oh yeah, fuck.
yeah, it's not good. It's very
Yeah,
expensive.
that shit. It should fucking. They should be fucking free. It's so stupid. 20 years ago, uni was fucking free for everyone.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure no one else does this one, but like I'm enjoying it. It's great fun. I came from an engineering course. I was gonna do engineering, but then I'm like, no, I'm just gonna fucking die.
Yeah,
Um,
the details surrounding the engineering course sounded very fun. I was really feeling for you though. There's a few weeks at the start of the year, I was like, man, he doesn't want to do this shit, and then he fucking moved to his forte animation,
Forte animation, and then we're back.
and the shit worked out.
Yeah,
And then
it's.
shit comes in.
Oh
I
my
was about to
god,
do it
not the
again.
line again. Don't be doing that.
I'm gonna regret this.
Fucking nung.
Seriously, remember this fucking podcast, guys, for being the worst one.
Yeah, this is terrible. Like,
Take that soundbite.
take the
Blah, blah,
soundbite
blah.
and
We've never done this before.
never
Clearly.
forget it. Yeah. I mean, I've done a little bit of audio recording, but it was in the studio where, like, you're not fucking using your gaming headset as yeah, that's me. Because I'm trash. I don't have money. I don't have a mic, so I don't get good stuff.
No one has money. Money's hard to obtain.
It's not that difficult, but like, yeah, it's still just fucking annoying.
So, today I'm just going to briefly touch on first up how YouTube has fucked me over recently with its bullshit copyright system. It's not. I mean, it's to be expected. If I'm going to upload to YouTube, I may as well fucking figure out what I'm doing. But this is some shit. I fucking tried to upload a video and I got taken down six fucking times on upload before I finally got it up. But
Fox.
that was some shit. And then
I can imagine.
yeah, that was about it. Basically, there was some bullshit there, and then it got up finally, and then all of a sudden I was on a roll of making a couple more videos. So
Mm.
okay, I guess. But other than that, I'm now fucking shell of a human.
Got him. Shell of a human.
It's not good. It's not good being a shell of a human, is it?
Not particularly.
Because they say as the shit comes in, the shit comes.
My God. Let's not do this. Oh my God, dude.
As the shit comes in,
Ugh.
shit comes
More
out.
like the fucking shit.
Somebody ring the dingster. No,
Somebody
seriously,
rang the
clearly I had
dingster.
a proper plan for this podcast, so I'm just going to move it over to Adam, who knows exactly what he's talking about.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
That's why I moved it over to you.
Yeah, thanks for that.
You were going to talk about the bullshit of the animation course, and then no one gives a fuck, and you're the only one who cares.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Right. So I don't know. It's not up yet, but I was doing this group. I was yeah. You better cut that out. No, I better cut that out. Right. So I'm like doing this thing, animation. Took us like weeks, right? So I get it done. Basically, just hand draw the entire thing. It's about 2 minutes. I am so proud of it because it is fantastic. The only problem was, we were down to the fucking wire on this bitch. Like it was so close to being not submitted that it wasn't funny. And it only got done because like the team, it was a group project. The team managed to like really pull through, and it was brilliant. At the end, possibly, probably no, it was definitely the best in the class because there was one that had a very good tone, very sort of artist. It was great artistically, um, but it was very short because the guy who did it, his team was unreliable and he had um, very little like sort of motivation for it. He did his best, and what he came up with was fantastic. But the problem was, it was just really difficult for him to do it. So he only came out with about a minute's worth of footage, and a lot of that was sort of stretched frames. Like he sort of reused the same frames over a lot of times. It just cause like there wasn't very much there, but what was there was very good, and I could see like if he takes it on as a passion project and like actually puts it forward as like a folio piece, he could definitely get somewhere. But like my one, we got it done. We put it up at the very last minute, and here's where the story gets great. Um, yeah, Sam's just not even listening at this point. Oh yeah, all right. Look, uh, nah. I haven't plugged into not. Are you sure about that?
Wait, you might not have the story isn't riveting yet,
Sorry. Right. So I come in back to the class because we had to go to a different room to do sound design for it. Basically, just plugging in stock asset sounds and ones that I'd done a few weeks ago. When we actually had time, we come back and there's no one in the classroom for the screening, and there's only about 9 of us in the class, including me and my partner. It's a very small class, very small. Um, so we get through there, and turns out they'd all gone on a break. But then two of them come back, and it's the two girls in the class who shall remain nameless.
can't get sued by not saying their names.
Yeah. Also, if I like shill it, they'll know exactly who they are. Like if I go, hey guys, I was doing podcasts over the fucking long weekend, and they realize that I like actually got really pissed at them about it. I don't know. One of them would probably go, I'm so sorry. I really didn't mean to be rude, and the other one would just go, yeah, okay. And I'm like, it's so annoying. But yeah. So they come back. Sorry, I bumped my mic. So they come back and they've gone out the back of the fucking school out to like this park that's nearby to smoke weed. Yeah, what are you like 12 years old smoke weed? Um, is the weed on the show real? No. So they.
Colossus crazy.
Oh my god, shilling colossal again, sucking dicks. No, it's yeah. So they come back and they're high. I don't know how many grams or whatever the fuck. I wasn't paying attention. I was really mad because like they put their stuff up first, and it wasn't like it was good. Like it wasn't. There was no real bad shit in the class, but like you could tell where the time hadn't gone, or you can tell where things had to be left out because of um, time constraints. And while there certainly was elements of that in mine, I think it was a bit of a testament to how well ours worked out that it masked that a bit, at least visually. The sound design was terrible. Although I will give us points, not tooting my own trumpet, I will give us points for being the only one to have ambience. All the other ones were silent unless they had music or didn't have any sort of um, diegetic sound. Like there was music to some of them, but there was no sort of birds in the trees or whatever, or wind or anything. And that's because mine was a mixed media project where I took photographs of a nearby car park at the train station for backgrounds and then used them. But I also took a whole lot of videos, so we basically just ripped the audio off those videos and used them. There's a few birds chirping in the background. Funny thing about that part is the track we used has a very low, like it's very hard to determine, but there's the sound of me moving the focus ring on the camera, which is like elementary stuff. Like it's stuff you don't do at the end of the day, but I had to do it because that was the only one we had at the time, and we couldn't just go outside and record some ambience because we didn't have the recorders on us when we were doing the sound design at the last minute, like literally the 11th hour. Um,
Sorry, just
oh my god, that was terrible. Yeah. So they're sitting there in the class. We're back. We're watching the video. I'm proud as fuck. And then I hear all this chattering over the side, and I'm like, what? It's like the two girls and this one guy, and they're just chattering away about how they were like all this like weed stuff, and I'm like, dude,
fuck
yeah,
that.
in the middle of the class too, and it's like the teacher didn't quite I don't think the teacher got it, either that or she didn't give a shit, but like it just really annoyed me because I gave their videos the time of day, like I gave um their projects, I watched their thing, yeah,
That shit so much, dude. When someone talks, not just when someone talks over your shit, but like they clearly don't give a fuck and they clearly shouldn't even be there. Like, and they're just fucking around.
yeah,
That's
it's
just like the ultimate annoying,
yeah, it's
annoying thing.
it's also just so disrespectful. Like as I said, I gave their things the time of day. I may not have fully enjoyed them as much, like because there was like it's rough. Like we're animation students. Like some of us aren't even 20 years old at this point, and so you can't expect like a full blown um production or whatever. We're not getting paid for this. In fact, we're paying quite an exorbitant amount for this. Um, but like yeah, we're not getting paid for it. Um, we had very strict time constraints, even though they did give us an extra 2 weeks, which was very nice. It was just a bit. It was like there was quality there, but it was the kind of quality that can only be realized with um 20 weeks as opposed to 8. Um, ours was quality because guy who did all like so basically it was his story. He did all of the pre-production. I did like one or two character sketches and came up with a character, and that's it. For the pre-production, he did the script, he did the storyboards, he did the sound asset list, he did everything, and he did all the like weekly reflections from after we were working. He did the time management, even though that kind of fell by the wayside. So I was sitting there feeling guilty, like, what the fuck am I meant to be doing? Like, I'm in this team. Like, I'm not just here for the fuck of it. I got to do something, and I got to do something that I'd be proud of putting my name to, yeah? And so I volunteered to do all of the production. So all of the animating, all of that. I swiftly realized that that would be a bit difficult because of the aforementioned time constraints. So I had to get one of the other team members to do the coloring. So I did the line work, they did the coloring, did a fantastic fucking job. Shout out to Cameron, a god on earth. Stayed up until from 12 till 3 at night on the very final day, colorizing the final shot so that we could get it done. Absolute god. But it was a shame he couldn't turn. It was a shame he couldn't be there to present it. But yeah, so it's like we put a lot of effort into this, and sacrifices were made. Like, um, I could have easily played Warframe, which is like my game of choice at the moment. I could have easily gone to bed. I could have easily just watched some YouTube videos, um, and given up. And that's kind of my tendency because I'm like, what, ADHD. Just I really find it difficult to sit for a long period of time unless I'm engaged. But like, I've basically ruined my body clock at this point, getting all this stuff out. Like, what? Sam's a night owl. He goes to bed at like 2, doesn't sleep till 4. What? Okay, so he doesn't go to bed until 4. You know, yeah, well, that's what I said. Doesn't go to bed till 2. Doesn't sleep till 4. Ah, I win. All right, whatever. But yeah, he's a night owl. I'm not. I go to bed. I'd like usually try to go to bed at like 10 or 11.
Yeah, and then you
But
never
yeah,
really
you don't.
tell people that.
What, mate? I value my sleep. I love my sleep. I love being in bed and just cozy and all that. But like, yeah, sacrifices had to be made. And saying that, and then thinking back to what was seen, like I don't want to be like, if I shield to any of the kids in the class and they actually go and like hunt this down and find it, I don't want them to think that like I'm slagging them off or anything. I'm not slagging you guys off, but
There's some
it
good
it
shit that
just
doesn't even get uploaded to TikTok. Like,
probably
it's
not,
still
probably
uploaded.
not. Yeah. But yeah, it's like sacrifices had to be made, but sometimes what was received out of the end didn't seem to justify the sacrifice. Like, what one of the girls stayed up till 4 doing sound design, and credit to her that like it wasn't just she told me or whatever. She was up, like I was receiving Snapchats from her at 4 saying like still working on it. I'm like, okay, that's dedication. But like I couldn't tell what you received out of the other end from a stock sound effect.
Four is like ridiculous. Like you can avoid staying up till four. Like why wouldn't you just do it?
Apparently she's like really good at working at night, like doesn't start until late. And I'm like, I'm here working from 12 in like literally 12, not literally 12 hours, literally 12, no. Working from like midday to midnight with an hour or so of just like sort of downtime, wandering around looking for something to eat because I eat when I'm bored. I'm a fat fuck.
That's such dedication. You're
Yeah.
not fat.
Nah, I need to lose a
A
little
little
bit.
bit on the.
I'm cuddly.
Yeah, that's the one.
I'm cuddly.
Serious like guys, if you ever get the chance to hug him, it's like hugging a bear. It's
Except
awesome.
hugging a bear is like dangerous. I'm like um hunting Boog from open season. I'm a big fluffy monster, but I'm not quite a monster. Look, all right, this
Oh
is
fuck,
this is a
you're right.
I was I was wondering if you'd get that reference, Boog from open season. I'm like,
Oh,
ooh.
oh no, I
Oh,
didn't.
you only just pegged on it. Damn, I was
It's
giving
so
you too much credit.
sick. I was thinking brother bear or something.
Oh, brother bear. Yeah, no, I could be brother bear.
Dude, I haven't had an open season in years.
Dude, don't look it up. It's kind of poor, but like it's still funny. Yeah, either way, it's like yeah, you just got to think, why is it so difficult to give someone else the. Now, this is a tangent.
No,
I'm
it's
not
all
on
good,
it,
man.
but it's like
I was going to tell a story in a second.
oh yeah,
You
sorry.
finish about
It's just
it.
kind of
Yeah.
difficult to, you know, think about it that way when um yeah, no, I'm gonna have to snip some of this because this is shit. But uh yeah, it's like it's just really rude. And I was really upset about it because like this is something that I'd worked weeks on, and like I know it might sound overreactive, but when I put it out and these people were watching it, um and they weren't engaged at all, it it like I know that what I did was good, and I'm proud of it in myself. But sometimes I just hold on, just a quick tangent. I just got a fucking Snapchat from the girl. Like literally, I'm holding my
Holy
phone, and
shit, dude.
she's just sent me a snap. I'll check it in I'll check it in a minute. I'm getting mixed signals from this girl. Honestly,
I
like
hear
it's
you.
really weird.
That's
Um,
fucked.
it's not really weird. It's not. We said we wouldn't make it awkward, but either way, yeah, it's like I put a lot of time, effort, dedication, and overall like love into this project. Um, and to not have it receive the kind of engagement that I would um, like for it to have received really kind of hurts. Like I know you sort of have to develop a thick skin in that kind of industry because not everything's going to be like a success. Sometimes you just got to accept that things just aren't going to go well. But yeah, it's really quite difficult. It was difficult for me to stomach, especially in the first few. minutes after it happened. I think I snapped at them and said, "Guys, shut the fuck up." And like to a degree, I was justified in doing that because I kept quiet during their ones,
Yeah,
and
no, that's
they
fair. I
didn't
mean,
for me.
that's what you
But
want.
like, yeah, it was just a bit weird and like really rude. Like, guys, if you're listening to this, don't do that again. It's really not cool. People don't take it very nice. Like I'm super lax in that way that I sort of was just like, yeah, whatever at the end of the day. Like I'm gonna upload this, take it on as my own thing, and it'll reach a lot more people than just the 8 in the classroom.
They
So
were
whatever.
so high that they didn't even
Oh, I don't think they had that much.
who knows. That, well, that seems like they were, from what you told me, they were definitely high. By the way, I laughed before back when you said that, sorry, because I got off the boo. I got off the picture of boo from open season. Did you
Oh
see
my
it?
god, I haven't seen that in ages, dude. It's so poor. Like the animation quality, it's funny. It's so funny at this point now because it's so absurdist. Like the guy, he looks so weird. It's so funny. I love it. But yeah, it's like, ah, dude, I've rambled on for what? How long? I think 16 minutes or something
Sorry.
about this.
I was going to say today, what happened today was so awkward. The teacher was, again, should remain nameless, and this person
Remain
probably
nameless.
listened to it well after my course, so I didn't shit on him.
Yeah,
Um,
because we're shit at sound design. We've got to take a lot of time to fix it all up.
yeah, it's so awkward, right? We were doing our radio documentaries, and the teacher was playing. I don't like to compare my shit to other people. I hate doing it. Like, that's not something that I like doing. But just for example, like the way we had to make this documentary was having basically one person, you do the narration, and then it plays a soundbite of someone else telling the story. And I basically did a radio documentary on this guy called James Randi, and I,
Ooh.
you know, narrated the whole thing, and then mine basically went narration, soundbite of James Randi talking, narration, soundbite of James Randi. So it told the story, it had
Mm.
like a progressive flow. And I felt really bad because this kid in my class who means well, like he tries to make good stuff, and he has made good stuff this year, but he really hit an iceberg on this one because he made this. Oh, it's just so bad. I feel so bad saying that it was so bad, but my God, was it awful. He showed it to the class, and it's like he did it on dinosaurs, and it was like something. It seems cool, but it was like something that he that you could easily make interesting to most people, but the parts that he put in were only interesting to him because you've got to try and attract the attention of just the ordinary person listening. And
Yeah.
it's so difficult to do. Like half of the first 3 minutes of it was just no sound bites. He's sitting there interviewing his friend. The audio of his friend is so far away you can barely hear the friend. You have to really closely listen, and it was just like so boring. And you just it's like what is going on? And then he cut to a YouTube video of a paleontologist, dinosaur expert, talking about dinosaur bones and velociraptors and stuff like that, and Utah raptors, which are
Utah
raptors from
Raptors.
Utah, yeah.
Yeah.
Names
Now
like
they're from
Harvard.
Massachusetts.
There you go. And then the guy's just like he just kept that going for the whole thing for this YouTube video.
Well, all on Utah
The
Raptors.
audio, it's just the audio from a YouTube video, and it didn't work because the only way the audio from the YouTube video would work is if it's in little bits between his voice, or if you just watch the YouTube video on its own with the people. And that's why it was just so bizarre because it was meant the images were meant to complement, you know what I mean?
Mm.
It's not meant to be played as just audio. It doesn't work because there's no real information. And the audio from the YouTube video was not great. It was like echoey from a weird room, also really hard to listen to. And that was it. It was just two interviews slapped together. It wasn't really a documentary, and that was his whole thing. And I feel bad because, I mean, look, the kid is a great kid, like, but he has Asperger's, like severe Asperger's. So he'll go from being really, really nice to you 1 second and having a great conversation to being a total dickhead to you the next. And it'll just go
Yeah.
back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Very difficult. Like I love I love being friends with him in the moments where like he's really nice and we have great conversations. But then when there's other moments with other people around and he's a complete dickhead, it's like how the hell are you supposed to sustain a friendship with this guy? Like it's difficult. But look, he meant well. He tried his hardest on it, and I felt bad for shitting on his thing. But man, like it was pretty awkward because the whole thing was pretty terrible, and the teacher doesn't make it any better as well. The teacher was like
So they just try and sugarcoat it a bit.
No, no, the teacher, like, he's so brutally honest about everyone's shit. So he's just like, awkwardly, he goes to the class, so, everyone, what'd you think of that one? And
Ooh.
you can tell he, like, he's ready to unload on it, but he doesn't.
He didn't. Yeah, he didn't want
His
to.
face is just like, oh, that was bad. And I feel so bad because the guy, he, like, kept looking at me for my approval throughout the whole time he was playing in class. And I was
Oh,
just staring down, like,
what do
man,
I do? What do I do at this point?
yes.
Yeah, it's like,
I was like,
oh,
what the hell am I supposed to say to this guy? This is really, really bad. And he's looking at me going, yeah, you like it? I was like, oh, fuck.
oh,
But,
yeah.
I mean, I felt really bad. The poor guy. I mean, those awkward moments, I swear they happen to me so often. I have to give myself.
I mean, they don't quite happen when you're in a smaller group, especially like with just eight. But yeah, like some of them knew that their stuff was poor, and when you're sort of self-aware about it, you can deflect a lot of the like awkwardness or the like criticism that comes your way. And a few of them were like yeah, we didn't the one that was too short because they tried to put a lot of like effort into it and just didn't sort of come out. That was really good, but he was like, yeah, it's not as good as I wanted it to be because there should be more stuff in it. And that's fair. Like the story that I did with my teammates was meant to be quite a significant bit longer. There was supposed to be some lead up. There was going to be two other characters with a whole load more shots, more imaginative shots, I suppose as well. But it was just a bit difficult because we were only given 2 minutes, and when you're trying to convey something with animation, 2 minutes is actually really precious. Like it's it's completely different because we basically come from two different worlds. Sam does like audio and audio visual stuff for like film and TV and radio as well. And I do audio visual stuff for animations. So like that they're just completely different sectors. Like with filming a movie, unless you're dubbing, there's no real difficulty in getting audio to sync up with what's happening or what's being said. But with animation, where you're literally crafting everything from the ground up, you sac- things. Sorry, it's hard to correlate the audio with the visuals at some points because you have to manually create a way for the mouths to move, whether that's drawing each individual mouth movement or rigging it so that it comes out dependent on like we use After Effects and Animate, and there's After Effects is really clever, but it's really stilted and quite difficult to use. Like it's so complex and convoluted at some points. Um, but it is interesting to give time to because you learn a lot of things. Like you learn that you can make it detect the amplitude size of a waveform and change the mouth shape depending on that. So if it's loud, it'll open the mouth wider as opposed to if it's a soft sound. And that's really interesting. And that's something I had no clue was an actual thing for a long time. But it's like it's two different worlds. So like if I explain something in my terms, which is sort of a lot more creative and hands-on, like I'm not saying yours isn't, but it's like oh, I mean you say that, but like you have a lot more. We only did one class of it, but you got to know stuff like shots, angles, how to block things. Yeah, and like
Working in cameras sucks, by the way.
I mean, I enjoyed using a camera in the one class that we did it, and like that was quite fun.
The
Um,
way we work camera, though, is really, really cool.
what do you use? DSLRs?
Yeah, but all the technicalities.
Oh, you got to know how to like manually affect the ISO,
Yeah, once you learn
all
how to
that
do it,
stuff.
it's easy. But when they're teaching you, it's like,
Yeah, it's a yeah. I can imagine so. Learning the ins and outs of a camera is good for someone like me because that stuff is like genuinely like really interesting. Like because you could just have the camera auto do it,
Yeah.
and you can take a shot and that's it. Or you could come up, or you could make it take a long exposure shot where everything trails, or you could have it take like a weird focused shot where the apparent focus of the shot, say a car driving down the street, isn't in focus. It's blurred in the foreground because it's focused on some trees in the background. That'd be an interest. That's an interesting shot. Like just thinking about it, like I'm thinking there's the regular shot, there's the long shot where the thing blurs, and then there's the this other like weirdly focused shot. There's a lot of things you can do when you know how to manually affect every aspect of a camera, and they're really powerful tools. Um, and it's sort of the same thing with animation because oh yeah, awkward. But yeah, it's the same thing with animation because you have control over everything that's shown in the frame, whether you create it or you move it in a certain way. It's your story, and just learning how to take control of that is the it really gives you a rush. Like I come a little bit from a writing background. I've always written. It's just a really nice sort of a way to like escape or whatever, escapism, I suppose. But it's just really nice because I enjoyed writing, enjoyed crafting all these worlds, and that worked really well into the thing because I also do the drawings of them, and progressing from having this character come out of the fucking ether above you onto a page and then onto a screen where it moves and talks and has color and depth and like reacts to the light or interacts with another character because that's the story that's being told is really, really something magical. Like I can't describe the feeling, but it's like when you, I can't describe the feeling. It's something that you have to experience. And I don't know if anyone else in the class experiences that. In my class, because if they did, they'd be putting a lot more effort into what they do. Because yeah, like because to get this project done, I had to take the animate files, the sort of line work files, put them up on a Google Drive so that Cameron, our colorizing guy, could come through and put shading and stuff on them. Um, so I didn't get to see that process. I just saw the line work, and after you sort of watch that for a while, it sort of um, because you're doing you do say one half of a shot and then you go back and add a few sort of effect frames, maybe a smear frame or two, and then you sort of watch that again and then you go to the next bit, but then you watch it from the start to see how well it flows through from the first shot. um, it's just building this thing up from the ground and having all of this stuff just appear is is really good. But then when I saw what Cam had done with the colors and these other little effects that he added, just these tiny little touches that he didn't need to do because they weren't there. Like he took the time of day to actually put a bit more effort than he needed to into this thing. It showed so well, and I was blown away. Like I'm getting that feeling again right now as I'm thinking about how it was watching them for the first time. I'm getting that like tingling. It's like this sort of it's a little bit like goosebumps. Like it's so it's really it's fantastic. I don't know how to explain it any other way. Like this is artistry. Like this is how it feels to have something that you've worked on come to life.
Pretty awesome.
Because I can always describe one of my characters to the microphone or to Sam or to one of the kids in my class, but to have it illustrated is one step above that, and then to have it actually move, have it speak in its own voice, in its own with its own mannerisms, is it's I don't know. I'm going on because it's just it's really quite fascinating.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Like when I used to make a lot of YouTube movie reviews, I was fucking I was most of the time I'd just be like, oh yeah, there's another one. But every once in a while I'd make one where there's so many jokes in, there's so many moments that I worked my ass off for, and there's like this. There was one that I'm still to this day just like, fuck yeah, when I watch them. Like, so one of them was easy to make, and the script was written in the same time, in the same week the entire thing was made, and it turned out to be really, really good. And the other was one that took 2.5 months to put together, and it's the
Ooh.
featured video on my channel still, and that's a review of the movie Troll. And this is something I worked so hard on. Like the filming of it was so precise, and like when I look back on it, it's so makes me cringe because the lighting's terrible. Really, I mean, it's not terrible. It's just not amazing. Like the lighting and Adam texting his girlfriend.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not texting anyone. Look, I was just. No,
Okay.
oh, whatever. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, you got me at this point. Whatever. Yeah, no, but it's like you've put effort into that, and I know you'd be disappointed if like that didn't get the response that you envisioned it should. Like
Yeah.
not that it would, but like that it should. Like so proud of it that you think this should have um it should have a greater reach or like a
Some respect. Yeah.
yeah.
And it
It's
got none of that. And
yeah,
unfortunately,
it's
got none
it's
of
a
that.
bit sad at the end of the day.
I
Like,
think I played it once to one of my friends who's pretty much known as my friend, which is remain nameless.
oof.
The guy was a dickhead to me the other day. And I played it to my friend, and he just kind of laughed at like how goofy it was, and he didn't really appreciate the fact that
That's a dick
I
move.
put so much effort into it. And I was just like, whatever, dude. And it was like a couple months after I made it, you know, and I was just like, okay. But people in my class, like, people saw it when it came out, and they were like watching it, going, laughing at how goofy it was. And then there was like one or two people in that crowd who was just like, actually, mate, this is pretty fucking good. You put a lot of effort into this. I appreciate it. I was like, thank you, man.
Hmm.
Thanks. And then other people caught on. They watched it a bit more, and they're like, actually, yeah. But that was about as much attention that video got. I mean, the only time I've really been satisfied with something I made from someone giving me feedback. There's been a few in person, but there was one particular in person where, but this is before year 12. In year 12, people started really watching my YouTube channel in my high school. That was awesome. But year
Mm.
11, a kid came up to me. He's like, Sam, I watched your latest video. I fucking loved it. And then that was it. And I was like, thanks, man. That means a lot. Like that shit means a lot. And it was an entire like the video that I put out was an exposed video, like just an ironic exposed video, and it was just made for fun. And it was the idea of it was to be comedy. So I was like, I was actually trying to make people laugh. And if I watch it today, I cringe at it because it's not as funny as I thought it was back then. But the kid who watched it back then liked it, so
Hmm.
that kid was most of the time a dick, man. And he told me, he said that to me. So I was like, man, if that kid has been a dick to me most of high school, he's completely full of himself, and he's gonna say that to me. I was like, obviously I'm doing something right, but
Yeah.
making YouTube videos is fucking tough, man. People don't really realize. People comment on my videos and say, "Why don't you make more? Oh, make more, please. Do this, do that," and they suggest shit. And I'm just like, thanks, guys. If I was literally to follow all these suggestions, I would cease being a YouTuber, and with because I lose my mind making shit I don't want to make. And
Hmm.
it's like a lot of these lost media people. That's what they did in the past. Like I found about 6 or 7 lost media channels that have just died. Like the content creator puts out a video saying, "I'm done. I don't want to make videos anymore. I'm too depressed. Goodbye." And that's because they've literally followed everyone's suggestions and made shit for views and made shit that people want. And they're like, "Oh, the fans want that. Well, I may as well do that." And it's like they're not making any money. They're only following suggestions and they're hating themselves for it. And then they stop all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where I was just like, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't enjoy making lost media if I don't know any topics. I'm going to stop this. And I hadn't made a lost media video for a fucking year until the other day. And that was just because I wanted to. I only
Hmm.
make them when I want to. And like this year, I didn't even have to think about it that much. I mean, I went on a brief hiatus, like a month or two hiatus, maybe even more actually, a 3 month hiatus. And then I started making videos again in April this year. And then after I made about 3 or 4 videos, I was like, you know what?
Now I remember why I quit.
Yeah, now I remember why I stopped for a few months. I gotta take an even longer break, and so I doubled it, did a 6 month hiatus because I was just like, man, this shit is video, right, that was very successful. It was on the Nostalgia Critic. This is a guy who's one of my biggest idols who was exposed, pretty much completely outright exposed to me, a really shitty guy.
Mm.
And I made a video about him that did really well. I mean, for me, really well, 6,000 views, and it got 6,000 views, and I was like, that's incredible. And then you read the comments, and it's just a lot of people are supportive, but it's just like, why do I even bother sometimes? Some of these comments, I mean, I don't take people's criticism too seriously because they're being assholes, but it's like every now and then you'll just come across that comment. It's just like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
You're just here to fucking fuck shit up. You're just here to be an idiot. Like the nerve of some people to say the most moronic shit. And for example, like I just think a lot of people that are on YouTube that aren't content creators, they're just consumers of fucking content. So they'll watch someone's video and they'll just be like, I expect you to make more videos. I expect
Like,
you
yeah,
to
no,
do
fuck off
this.
with that noise.
It's like, fuck off, dude. You don't know how hard it is to make these videos. I gotta fucking take time out of my day. I'm not making any money from this shit. I'm not gaining anything. I'm losing more when you fucking comment this shit. It's like, I don't want you as a fan of my channel, if you're gonna freaking comment shit like do this, I have it like sometimes I went
Like they have a fucking like right to your videos.
yeah, it's like for example, I love this I Hate Everything. When he started to become really well known, he kept getting the suggestion for I Hate Mars bars. And now it's a fucking meme, I love it. It's so funny.
Except
But
he actually did it.
it was sort of
Yeah, that was like a piss take video, which is
yeah.
funny.
It's like that shit would have pissed him off so much because he would have seen that fucking comments growing. Like people saying make this, make that is so annoying. Like I like suggestions, but just not like fucking ridiculous random do this, make more videos like shit. It annoys the hell out of me. And I realized that half my not a lot of people. I don't want to say not a lot of people. My following right now at almost 1,000 subs. I'd say there's a good maybe 30, 20% of those people who are just assholes in the lost media community just wanting to just, I wanting to get you to fucking upload more shit and they're just taking the piss, honestly.
Mm.
They're just people who just, all they do is watch lost media videos and say, hey, make more, do more lost media. And you don't know how much effort goes into this shit. Anyway, that's my rant. But basically, the reason why I took 6 months off is because I wanted a fucking break. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about YouTube. See, my life's fucking complicated, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's life's complicated.
Difficult life.
Fuck off. Everyone's life is fucking complicated. When it comes to fucking girls and relationships and shit coming into your life. I used to fucking make YouTube videos when I was stressed about girls. Because I was on such a fucking lengthy break, I met someone this year and I decided, no, I'm not going to make YouTube videos. And I fucking started thinking about the person so fucking much that she started to consume my fucking head. And it's like, such a bad idea because the person ended up being a real shithead.
Yeah.
Nothing really happened there. But I realized now if I had just made like one or two YouTube videos, and not really one or two, but like 3 or 4 YouTube videos, in that time, I would have been so focused on it. Because when I'm focused on YouTube videos, man, I'm not concentrating on anything else but getting that YouTube video out. And like, no offense to womankind, but I'm not thinking about ridiculous things like how to impress girls and stuff like that.
Mm.
I'm just trying to enjoy myself, and that was the problem. I was thinking about how to impress girls and shit like that, and it was fucking taking me over. And then the girl dogged me, and I was like, fuck, I got nothing. I didn't even have any videos to fall back on. That's gonna like cure my short-term depression, which is drastically ended because you decided to give a fuck because the person was a shithead.
Mm.
Didn't ever really give a fuck about you in the first place. But making videos is satisfying when you want it. It only works when you want it. It really does. Like I think you'll vouch for this. One day, because Adam, you've only started making like proper animations right this year.
Yeah.
I know that feeling of when I started on YouTube making proper edits. I fucking love that shit, dude.
Mm.
And that was the thing, like, I this is what's so this is the contrast between like one fucking girl and another doing me, one girl to another. This is my fucking life, dude. Making YouTube videos and getting rejected by girls. Nah, but seriously, this is fucking cringe. No, but seriously,
No, but seriously.
this chick who I'm actually still friends with rejected me when I was way younger. I was like 16 or 17, and I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not gonna feel fucking sorry for myself. I'm just gonna make YouTube videos and try and make myself happy that way. And I made these 4 videos in a space of a month, and I was so fucking pleased with it, dude. I didn't even care about this chick. I was just happy that I made the videos, and I was just that just fucking made me so happy. Anyway,
Mm.
that pretty much cured my not depression, but I don't know, sadness, any sadness I might have had. And I just, going back to my roots made me happy. It's like making YouTube videos when you're stressed about other stuff is a good idea, is what I'm saying. If you're a content creator, it's like small time. And also, I hate it when people think it's bad to have a hiatus. Fuck man, you don't have a hiatus, just do it. If you don't have a big following, even if you can have a hiatus whenever you want.
Yeah, that's completely up to you.
People need to fucking regroup their lives. I needed to regroup. I needed that hiatus to love making videos again. And I really do like making videos again because I've changed my format to something I'm actually enjoying. I've rambled on for so long. I love how we're both having little spurts of rambling.
Yeah, it's great.
That's just how I feel about it, man. It's just YouTube. I've still yet. The thing is, though, I'm still yet to find what I truly love doing when it comes to the media. I sort of have, but not really. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm.
I'll make like a video and I'll be happy with it, but it'll be like, I don't want to do this shit for the rest of my life. I want to do other shit. So I haven't really found what I'm looking for when it comes to making videos, but I will. And I sort of
Eventually.
have, but I sort of haven't. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah,
it's not what truly makes me happy, but it makes me happy right now, and that's fine.
yeah. Like I enjoy making my ones, but I'm not sure I'll be doing them forever.
Yeah, no, you get to a point where you gotta have that. You gotta have the money to help you out. You need something to motivate you. You need support from fans. You need money. You need a lot of stuff. Being stuck on under 1,000 subscribers with a fan base that's not entirely good people
Yeah,
is
not
like
entirely there.
not entirely the people you want in your fan base is just so annoying. A lot of inactive people as well. Like a lot of my subscribers don't even watch my new uploads. I mean, a Lost
Ouch.
Media special I uploaded got 81 views so far, which is fucking nothing for a Lost Media special. I'm not saying I uploaded this with the intention of getting views. I uploaded this because I wanted to. But whenever I used to upload a Lost Media special, first day 500 views, easy. 500 views in the first day, 1,000 views after a week. And
Damn.
that was just the norm for Lost Media. It's almost been, well, it's been about 3 days since I uploaded this. Well, oh no, it's only been a couple days. Still, 81 fucking views. That's like, dude,
Yeah, it's
this is not good. This is not going well. I don't know. Maybe I just have to keep making more that I want to make. It's easier said than done, I guess. Making a really detailed YouTube video takes a lot of time if you've actually got integrity. Whereas if you're fucking Logan Paul, then
oh yeah, all right.
they're so easy to edit for them. They basically just get out a vlog camera and scream into it, and then show cool stuff that they spend millions of dollars on, and then there's all their money. The 8-year-olds watch it and go, "I wish that was me. Hey mom, can we get what Logan Paul has? Mom, can
Oh,
we get some Maverick merch?"
fucking. Oh,
Could you
ouch.
imagine having kids someday and they're just like, "Hey dad, can I have some Maverick merch? Can I have your credit card to get some Maverick merch?"
Maverage merch.